It's not laziness. It is Diasphobia. Welcome to this conversation on confidence in the diaspora. I am Leslie Grace, the founder of the Smart Speakers Academy, and we begin this series on confidence in the diaspora. Yes, I am that coach that is called to help every single busy professional handle and master 3 allied skills: smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. And because of that calling, we've been able to identify certain challenges, especially for professionals in the diaspora who have been struggling with showing up brilliant and bold in the abroad. So the confidence is there, but the moment they japa, it seems like the confidence didn't move with them. So we've been having this conversation, and we began it on Saturday, and it's been interesting. The feedback has been there. I mean, I've been seeing people writing to say, oh, finally someone names this challenge, and it feels like we can now have a solution to it. It's been a journey that they have been struggling with, and many people can relate. So I want to say to you, dear professional, do not just write it off as laziness. What if it's not laziness? What if it's diasphobia? So diasphobia is the fear, the tension, the fog that you feel just because you are in a seemingly unfamiliar environment, and it feels like, where do we even begin from? This challenge is there. I knew I was smart. I knew I was that expert, but it seems like because I'm in a room where the complexion appears to be different, the skin color is different, it feels like I do not know what I want to say again. And for most of the time, some people have said it feels like it's laziness. What if it's not laziness? What if it's diasphobia? Let's have this conversation today. Hello, smart professional. Welcome to this conversation again today. And it feels like today is officially day one. And the interesting thing is we'll be having this conversation throughout the month of July. We'll have it at a very extensive rate. Let's handle this. The interesting thing is the Smart Speakers Academy is loud and bold enough to say, yes, we're the first to actually name this challenge, because the first way to term a challenge is to name it. And we've been able to name this challenge to say it is called Diasphobia. Today we have Chocolisha joining in as the first person to join us today. Hi, Choco. It's so good to have you here. And we'll join you through this, and I'll be showing you what I believe is one of the most unspoken transformations in the life of a professional. It's the struggle to stay confident when you are no longer home. It's a real struggle. I put up a post today and I said that even Father Abraham faced it. So Father Abraham japad at some point. And guess what? Diasphobia hit him so hard that Father Abraham said, this is not my wife. He told a huge lie. And isn't it the same kind of lie that professionals say today to themselves? The same skin you were using in your home, and you were shining as the director general of that big multinational firm back at home, now it's the same skin you've carried to a new nation, and because it's not your home, you say things like, my skin is not good enough. You are suddenly telling yourself a lie. It's because of diasphobia. Let's name it what it is so we can tame it. All right? Because if you've been feeling like your voice has gone quiet since you moved, this might explain why. I've met quite a lot of professionals that are struggling with this. And ever since we started this conversation on Saturday, the feedback has been alarming. It's been like, finally someone says this, because it's like people just think, oh no, you just went abroad and you cannot meet up, you cannot catch up with the demands of living abroad. You are lazy. No, you are not lazy. You are not confused either. And no, you're not broken. No. You may be experiencing something deeper. Something no one ever gave a name or a language for. And yes, we've done the research, we've worked with the numbers, we've done our statistics, and we are bold to call it diasphobia. Right. Diasphobia is the fear, the fog, the freeze that often follows relocation. For some people, it's a trip they just made. And then that fear comes, that fog comes. But for others, it's full-time relocation and they get lost. It's the quiet death of self-expression in foreign air. You used to speak boldly. Now you overthink your accent. Suddenly, your accent is inadequate. Your accent no longer fits. You used to pitch ideas. Now you over-explain yourself, hoping to sound qualified. You, the qualified expert. Do not forget that part of the reasons you were able to even travel was because of your qualification. So how come you're suddenly unqualified just because you japa? You used to light up rooms. Now you hide behind the email and play it safe in meetings. That's not your new identity. That is diasphobia. That's what it is. I want to run you through some scientific findings that we got on our journey to getting here. Studies show that relocation often triggers anxiety, identity confusion, lowered confidence, especially for high achieving immigrants. You know, it's something that it's kind of psychological. Psychological studies have also found that immigrants often report a significant drop in self-trust and mental clarity within the periods that they actually relocate. And the question is why? There's so many reasons we found. And we found out that a particular reason can be that your support system is gone. You know, you just go to a foreign land and the ideal support system that you would get back at home is no longer there. Sometimes also the communication norms are unfamiliar. So you are now in a place where certain things are required, certain things are no longer suitable in communication, you know, compared to where you are now. And then the silent pressure begins. The silent pressure to fit in. You know, that pressure is actually capable of rewiring how you show up. You think it's just pressure. You think it's just, let me just fix this need to fit in. But it's rewiring your entire mental space. It's making dents on your confidence. You know, I always say that we are created confident. Yes. I've done my research, I've done my numbers, and I'm there to say that a confident creator can only possibly create confident creations. And if for any reason on your journey to life you realize that you are no longer confident, pause. Pause, because it's no longer your nature. Your default is confidence. A season has happened to you. So I always say it this way, that seasons shape self-esteem. Hi, Jessinho. Seasons shape self-esteem. Okay? And the good thing is, because seasons shape self-esteem, the season of relocation is one of those seasons. So relocation happens, and then the person loses confidence. The fire that you had back at home is gone. So you've been feeling like you lost your rhythm. Science confirms it. You are not imagining this fog. No, you are not. It is real, but the good thing is it's not forever. We are bold to say we're the first to bring this solution, and it is worth it. We've taken time to really sit down to watch this trend. I have seen it with a couple of professionals I've worked with that are living abroad, and this has been the challenge for them. They keep having this issue. And at a point, after working with them, I came out to say, hey, the confidence curriculum that we should have for someone going through confidence crisis, not including relocation season, is entirely different from the kind of curriculum we should develop for someone who has gone through a season of relocation. Because Diasphobia is the name. Yes, we're the first to name it, yeah? All right, now let's take this deeper, right? It's not new. We were just able to name it, but I mean, it didn't begin now. Immigration issues and, you know, relocation issues have always been there. Let's take it backward. Father Abraham, the father of faith, had a diasphobia moment in Genesis chapter 12. And you can see that when Abraham entered Egypt during a famine, he said to his wife Sarah, see, you are my sister, so that I will be treated well for your sake, and so that my life will be spared. Father Abraham. Why did you lie? Why? It's not because he lacked the calling. No. It's not because God wasn't with him anymore. No. It's not because he feared the unfamiliar system. Yes, because he feared the unfamiliar system. Yes. Abraham, a man of covenant, downplayed truth in order to survive in a foreign land. That's diasphobia. That is diasphobia. And today we're still doing it. We are downplaying truth in order to survive in a foreign land. We're downplaying the truth of our skin, the truth of our accent, the truth of our worth, so that we can survive. Today, many of us are still doing it. Diasphobia makes you lie, not just to others. If it was just to others, then maybe that could have been passed away, but it's to yourself. And you know the truth, even in Father Abraham's case, right? It wasn't a lie to others. It was a lie to himself first. You know why? He said, so that I can survive. Meaning that Abraham was thinking he was going to die. Or he already thought he's a dead man. Because he found himself in another environment. It's all in the head. Because I don't think anybody told Abraham you were going to die. It all existed in his head. Let's bring it home. So today, you start saying to yourself, my accent is too thick. You say to yourself, my skin is too dark for this role. You say to yourself, I don't want to come off as too confident. You don't trust your worth anymore. You don't just mute your truth. You shrink your identity. You begin to give yourself a false identity that never existed prior to your relocation. So you see a brilliant consultant who is in Nigeria, suddenly moves to Canada, and then went quiet in meetings. You realize that such a person, the way they look at themselves begin to be different. They begin to say things like, I've met clients who say things like, oh, the way they look at me at such meetings, the speed of their speech, it makes me doubt what I know. Or a case where a bold trainer moved to the UK and declined a panel invite. Why? Because he didn't want to be the guy with the thick accent. You know, we have quite a number of diasporas in our inner circle, the book Binge's booth. So like I can relate to some of the challenges. I've also had some of them come for confidence coaching. I've had a client tell me, Coach, I have brilliance in my head, but when I speak, I sound unsure and I don't know why. This is not a random case. It's diasphobia. And until we name it, we will keep blaming it on ourselves. You know the truth, right? What we teach, the ecosystem on which we run at the Smart Speakers Academy is one that the moment you become a smart reader and you start reading, it's meant to move to smart thinking. So it's going to move from brilliance to boldness to bold declarations. So you begin to speak smartly. It's not meant to end at smart reading. No, it's an ecosystem, it's a chain. It moves. So it breaks my heart when I see smart readers who are in the diaspora, but it's not translating to how they think. It's not translating to how they speak. It's a challenge that we need to face. Now, I want to show you 6 signs to look out for. 6 signs to look out for that diasphobia might be playing out in your life or in the life of that brother, friend, colleague of yours who is in the abroad. Here are a few signs to look out for. Number 1, you overthink before speaking, even when you are an expert. When I mean overthink, that these are no-brainers. These are things that could have been a no-brainer for you back home. You know the truth. You know the answer. You could have just gone bap if you were back home. But you now realize that, this is me. I am here in this nation. And then you begin to overthink. Something begins to tell you that you are no longer an expert. The expert that you have always been. On your way to the airport, we didn't seize your certifications, did we? So how come you are no longer an expert? Number 2, you hide behind email instead of speaking up. because the email culture is stronger there. You just use email. Say, no, I don't think I want to talk. I'll just email. Just send an email. Number 3, you apologize before you present yourself. Or you want to present a response. First you say, I'm sorry, please. I just want to say that. Why are you sorry? Now, no offense, right? No offense. Nothing is wrong with, being courteous, but not apologizing before you present. Number 5, you fear being too much. So you have unknowingly become too little. You're even afraid of who you are now. Because you're afraid of being too much. Or they will say this Nigerian girl is too much. Or they will say this Senegalese, can she just keep quiet? Why are Ghanaians this loud? Or finally, number 6, you started to perform instead of present. So the real you, hi Rose Street Store, I see you. So instead of you to shine on, be yourself, shine out yourself, you begin to perform instead of present. Performance. Performance, right? You're not in your real skin. Now let's shift. Now this is the shift from diasphobia to diaspofidence. That's where I want you to get to. The point where you leave diasphobia. We're not staying there. No, dear professionals, we cannot stay there. There's a new identity I want to introduce to the world. To the busy professional in the diaspora, there is a new identity I want to introduce to you. And I want you to go say this to every single diasporan that you know. Your sibling, your sister, every single one of them. I want you to go tell them that the solution is diaspofidence. And I'll explain. So it's the solution. It is what will cancel diasphobia. There's a confidence for the diaspora. That is what I want you to know. Hi, Tieto. There is a confidence for the diaspora. That confidence needs to be worked on every area of your life. I've summed it up into 21 areas of your life. Those 21 areas are like categories that covers every literal area of your life as a diaspora. You are in the diaspora. You are there. What will cancel diasphobia is diaspofidence. That's what will cancel it. No, we're not staying there. We have to leave that place. There's a new identity that is required for the diaspora. See, diaspofidence is bold, unapologetic confidence in a foreign environment. I've worked with quite a number of professionals on this journey of mastering diaspofidence. But back then, we hadn't really named it this way. But with reoccurrence, I had to say that no. You require what I call total fidence, complete confidence. That wherever you are, in your home, in the diaspora, your confidence remains intact. I'm concerned for you, dear diaspora. Traveling shouldn't take away, shouldn't rip off your confidence. It is what happens when you remember who you are. That's what diaspofidence is. What happens when you suddenly remember, I want to take you back to who you are. Your original identity. I want you to reclaim your voice. What I call voice fidence. So we covered about 21 areas on this. I want you to reclaim your voice. I want you to remember who you are. What we call ID fidence. You have a confidence in your ID, regardless of what your passport color is. You require So it may not be necessary for you to have ID fidence, or you may not even see it as necessary because you are in your home. Listen, when you are in the diaspora, you need ID fidence. You need voice fidence. Because like Abraham, he lost his identity. Abraham, do you know the journey Abraham has worked on? That he suddenly went to a place and lost his identity. He had to tell a lie. That's what diasphobia does. You begin to lie about your identity. Some people can't even say who they really are. They say, no, I'm just from somewhere in Africa. Really? All right? Diaspofidence is you reinforcing your value without needing permission. It's what Abraham eventually walked into. It's what Moses reclaimed after 40 silent years in Midian. You remember Moses, right? He also had the same issue. It's what you are called to rise into. We are on a movement. The tool to help you is our 21-in-1 Total Fidence Bundle. I created this bundle just for the diaspora. 21-in-1 is to help you move from mute to magnetic. I created the 21-in-1 Total Fidence Bundle and you'll be seeing it. It's more than a product. It's a full toolkit for the diaspora professional who is ready to stop shrinking and start showing up. And for everyone who joins the flash sale, who joins to get this class, get to get the Confidence in the Diaspora Masterclass. Diasphobia in the Diaspora Masterclass. You need it. Like, you need it. That's what can actually get you away from that place. What you get is confidence scripting templates, identity review tools, diaspora clarity boards, daily speak. You get a whole package. See, dear professional, this is from me to you, right? Your voice is not gone. It's just been suffocated by foreign air. And you know, ignorance can birth anything. The truth is, the most important thing that ignorance births, the number one thing ignorance births is fear. The moment you are ignorant, fear is born. The moment there's ignorance, fear is born. Anytime you are unsure or it seems like there's a fear somewhere, it's because there is ignorance. So if you've been silent, shrinking, or scared, your boldness didn't disappear or expire. It just needs to be reactivated. It just needs to be reformed to suit your new reality. That's what Diasphobia does for you. It kicks away Diasphobia and equips you for the diaspora. It's not because you are unqualified, no. It's because you've been walking through Diasphobia. It's a challenge. It's a problem. But now you have language. Now you have strategy. That's what our 21-in-1 bundle is going to do for you. It covers every area. It's how you have language and you have strategy for the diaspora. Interestingly, for the next 31 days, we'll be talking about this. We'll walk through this journey together, one at a time. You've been brilliant long enough, now it's time to be bold. Because of course, smart reading isn't ending there. Smart reading must translate to smart thinking and must be evident in smart speaking. Too many professionals have been stuck in Diasphobia. They're just in that space. They're just in that place. And it feels like they don't even know that they can come out of it. I've been concerned about diasporans for a while now. I've been concerned. I've been worried. I've been asking myself, is there a way? Is there a solution? And I know that there absolutely is a solution. So I've created a 21-in-1 bundle for you. And it contains all of the challenges that you think there is that is a challenge for you. We have the ID fidence, I mentioned it, name fidence. So I've seen too many diasporans go to the abroad, like they say it, the abroad. Travel abroad and they are suddenly afraid or ashamed of their names. So you need name fidence. I've seen professionals travel and they are ashamed of their identity. You need ID fidence. They travel and their smartness seems to have traveled away from them. Smart fidence is your cure. I created another one. I created the gender fidence. Now this is because you know that the gender conversation over there is totally different. So you need gender fidence. The confidence you have in your gender. And these are practical tools. They are guides. They are hands-on. They contain everything that you need. Mind fidence, I had to create it because a lot of people go abroad and then they lose their minds. They begin to have certain mind issues. So I also created hair fidence, yeah? Especially for my African people like me, right? Who, you know, they travel abroad and the hair starts to look different. No, you need hair fidence. You need to carry your hair a certain way. So you need hair fidence. Then I created body fidence. Body fidence is how you carry your body, own it for what it is. It doesn't have to look like the other person's body. Then I also created speak fidence. So speak fidence is what you need to be able to speak in the diaspora. All right? And that is what it is that you need. I also created God fidence. because the conversation on God, on religion, on belief, on who I am, what my faith is going to look like, it's been there for a while. So what you need is Godfidence. The kind of confidence you have in your God. The kind of confidence you have in your God when you are in the abroad. We need it, right? I also created Skinfidence. You need to stop feeling somehow because your skin color is looking different. I also created Accentfidence. It's awesome. It's beautiful, right? You love it. You love it. Yes, yes. And I love it too. I'm proud of this one. I also created Payfidence. Yes, I created Payfidence because I've had to encounter too many professionals who are being underpaid. They are being underpaid abroad and they do not even know how to go about it. So let us fix it. Payfidence is there for you. I created Homefidence. So I'm running you through the 21 in 1 bundle, right? I created Homefidence. Homefidence is how you can actually get confidence in coming back home if you need to. So there have been quite a number of diasporans who travel and can't come back home. It's still a confidence crisis. Yes, it's still a confidence. For me, I do not have as much as I'm a confidence coach, right? I'm the confidence coach, right? I do not have a complicated definition for the word confidence. Guess what my definition is? The willingness to try. And for me, I say that you are created confidence. I know you've not heard it anywhere else. Yes, I am that different confidence coach. That's why I am the confidence coach. Yeah? Okay, so for me, confidence is just the willingness to try. At any point you are unwilling to try something, no matter what it is, it's a sign that there's lack of confidence. So I had to create Homefidence because I realized that quite a number of diasporans struggle with being willing to come back home, either for a trip, a visit, or even relocate when it's necessary. So what they need is Homefidence, because home doesn't become a desert just because you went to the diaspora. Home is still home. And then I created Accentfidence. So Accentfidence is one of the bundles that are dear to my heart because I had tons of professionals that actually have this particular accent issue. So Diasphobia is divided into several areas. There are different categories of Diasphobia. So there's Diasphobia that has to do with accent. All right. So I remember a professional. This professional is brilliant. I don't want to call the name of the organization, but she was heading a huge organization back home. And then she travels and suddenly she's muted. Now, when we're going through a confidence coaching session, she said to me, there's a process to walk through. And then we got to the point where we hit it. And she's like, I don't like the way I sound. Now, she has a particular accent from her tribe. And that was it. And when I was walking through with the journey with her, and she got it back. And so when she came back, she's like, oh, I loved the way she sounded. And so reflecting on all this journey, I felt like, hey, I think I should give diasporas Accentfidence. Your accent is not a license to be mute or silent. You are still smart, no matter how you sound. And of course, Accentfidence is the whole guide that we had to curate to solve that issue. Because you cannot go silent because you do not sound the way they sound. No. And I hope you know that the way they sound is actually their accent. The way they sound is actually their accent. So how does your accent become unqualified or downplayed just because someone is owning their own accent? How about you owning yours? And then I created Voicefidence, of course, because your voice needs to be heard. You need to be confident in your voice. I created Workfidence. Yes. Too many professionals lose the confidence in their work just because they jabber. Then I created Lovefidence. Yes, that has to do with relationships and affairs. I created Stylefidence. Yes, Stylefidence is also dear to my heart. All of them are dear to my heart. Yes, because I see so many professionals who used to dress a certain way, and because they're now in another culture that consider certain style sense, they tend to lose it. So Stylefidence is what I created for you. I created Friendfidence. Yes, how to navigate friendship in the diaspora. Confidence required for that. You shouldn't lose your essence or your community of friendship just because you're in the diaspora. So I created that for you, how you can navigate friendships with anybody, no matter their nationality or their tribe. You love it. I know you love it. I created ID-fidence, Skinfidence, Accentfidence, and a whole lot. So we're having this conversation. Tomorrow again at 1 p.m. we'll still be here every single day. Or Saturdays we're here at 7 p.m. Mondays to Fridays 1 p.m. to have this conversation on how to move you from Diasphobia to Diasphobia. You have questions, send us a DM. You need the guide, you want to join this. So we're doing a flash sale, a mega flash sale on July 30th, where you can get all of this bundles, so 21 of them, all of them for just 21,000 naira. Yes, I'm that kind. I just want you to be free from Diasphobia. Otherwise, the original price is for each guide is about 3,500 naira thereabout. But the flash sale on July 30th puts all of them together for just 21,000 naira. So if you're interested, just type in the comment section Diaspora or send us a DM Diaspora, and then we'll get you the link to to access the flash sale price. Or use the link in our bio. Get to our seller store and you join the flash sale waiting list. And on July 30th, just a 24-hour flash sale will hold for everyone who wants to get that bundle for just 21,000 naira. All of the 21 of them. And you also get access to the Confidence in Diaspora Masterclass, as well as the flashcards, confidence cards, all of the perks that we curated for you for mastering confidence in the diaspora. Thank you so much for joining on this live session today. We will be live tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. At 1 p.m., I beg your pardon. At 1 p.m., we'll be here again tomorrow, and it will be an amazing time. You want to spread this word with every diaspora that you know. Let them know that finally someone has been able to name this fear that we get, this issue that we're facing just because we're Japan. And someone has been able to also create a whole system to correct it and give us Diasphobia. Yes, a quote by me, yeah? The confidence that you need for the diaspora. I am excited to be a blessing to the world with this solution. And this is Leslie Grace, the founder of the Smart Speakers Academy. At this point, I need to sign out. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. This is the Smart World.